One of the things we love bringing you on here on London Visited is different areas of London. So if you're going to a sort of area of London and thinking, what's going on? Well, we like to bring you those. And as you can see, today it's Highgate. Now, Highgate is in the north of London and it's sort of sandwiched between sort of Muswell Hill and Crouch End and Hampstead and Belsize Park. All very lovely areas. So as you can imagine, Highgate being in the middle is also a rather lovely area. So this video is showing you the area of Highgate. Now some of these places we've shown you before. We haven't shown you the High Street, the main shopping street here. And if you think you've seen it and you subscribe to our newsletter, yeah, we've shown you this little bit before. But other parts you may not think, wow, I didn't realise that was in Highgate. And we've got separate videos for those places as well. And we'll give you the links as we go through. But Highgate is just one of those beautiful areas up high near Hampstead, and therefore it is towards the highest point of London, so you do get some fantastic views back over the West End and the City of London from here as well. Now, one of the lovely things when you come to the areas like here and Hampstead, etc., it has a lovely villagey feel because a lot of the shops are independent food shops or sort of little independent flower boutiques and various other bits which we're going to show you as well. So it really does give you a lovely feel when you're here, sort of a real independent and away from the main high street. Plus, also, there's a good few pubs. So we talk about views, you're going to get that as you go through this video, all from the different vantage points. And here is a view over the east end of London as the road bears round here on Highgate High Street. So here on the High Street, you've got a complete mix of buildings, but just off the High Street, you start seeing some of the residential properties. And just think how much these 4-storey houses, yes, because they've got a basement, just think how much they might be. Wow. And then I talked about independent florists. Just look at that independent florist and greengrocer there. And then as you swing round, there is nothing like a little bookshop to go tuck yourself in and then go for a coffee over the road after. Now the part we're at here, which is at the top of Highgate West Hill where it meets the Grove, where it meets South Grove, is a rather lovely area and also is right into the boundaries of where Hampstead starts. But it was around this point that George Michael lived. And also this pub called the Flask up here as well has had many a famous person frequent it. There you go. And then as you swing round, you've got the beautiful St Michael's Church here overlooking it all as well. What I really love about this area of Highgate, there is just so much greenery, so if you fancy getting away from everything, the hustle and bustle, you really can. And here's a great example. Now this is Waterlow Park, and we have featured it before on a previous video, so I'm going to put a link to that in the top right hand corner for you. But here's a map of Waterlow Park. You've got various ponds, and it's really quite undulating. Yet again, it's another place perched on top of near the top of the hill with great views over London. Now, whilst you're looking at the beautiful sights here at Waterlow Park, and as you can see, just look how busy it isn't, what we love to do is to show you the different things that people don't normally go off and see. So, if you're coming to London, you want to go and do the tourist bits, you probably want to go and do the London Eye, you definitely want to go and see Buckingham Palace and go to Regent's Park and Hyde Park. But so many people don't know about these little treasures, these little places that are tucked away just on the outskirts of central London that you can go to, and as you can see here, no one else does go there, and you feel like you've got London to yourself. So here comes your London view from Waterlow Park, and as you can see, there is the Sky Garden, which is right bang in the centre, looks like the walkie-talkie, it's a slightly lower one. And then the big building, which is on the left-hand side, is the Horizon 22 building. Yes, another one we've been to, and if you want to go and see about that place, then there's our video in our back catalogue, so do just put it into YouTube, Horizon 22. And that's the free platform in London, which is slightly higher than the platform at the Shard. Now you also here at Waterlow Park have this beautiful area. Now this is on the edge of Waterlow Park, and in these enclosed grounds, which you can just walk in and it's completely free, this is Lauderdale House. Now you've got these beautiful gardens, and you've also got 2 public art gallery spaces and that lovely cafe. So if you're coming here, you've got your place to come and get your refreshments as well. Plus they have a whole load of things going on throughout the year. So if you look online, you'll be able to see what events, shows and classes they have on, which you can take in as well. Now once again, if you want to see more about Waterlow Park, the video link was earlier, but what's really funny is people that know it, in the know, go, it's our park, please don't show it again. keep people away. Right, let's go to Parliament Hill, another great place for views, and this is just spectacular. Here in Highgate, you get these views across London. So not only have you got the Shard there and the West End, and you can almost see the Thames sort of snaking round as well, but then when you go to the left, you've also got a view across to the City of London. Now, this was filmed late one evening in the middle of summer, and what's absolutely beautiful about it is you get these views, and these views are protected. So when the trees grow, they get cut back, so you get the amazing views across. So if you're wondering what that big tower is on the right hand side, that is the old post office tower, now known as the BT Tower. And the area you've got in front of you here is the Canary Wharf estate with all of the big buildings. Now, Parliament Hill really is where Highgate meets Hampstead, and actually the edges are blurred, so please don't put in the comments about it being in Hampstead. I know it's in Highgate and I know it's on the edge, so don't need to worry about it, okay? We've got it all under control here. But if you come to the Highgate area, you certainly want to come to this aspect of Hampstead Heath, because you really do get the beautiful views. And as you can see here, as I said, late on a summer's evening, and you've got all sorts of people just sitting, taking in the views, lots and lots of benches being put in place, and having a wonderful picnic as well. It really is a very social area to come to. Now, I've put a link to our full video on Parliament Hill up in the top right hand corner for you, so if you fancy seeing even more about it and spending more time finding out about the history, it's all included within that, which is why we're not doing the history of these places, purely because it's covered in that video before, but we just want to give you a taster of Highgate. So you ready for this? If you fancy coming over here and having a swim, well, I would suggest certainly doing it in the summer because it won't be as cold, but these are open all year round. You've got different swimming lakes. So this is the men's lake. You've also got a ladies' lake, and you've also got a mixed bathing lake as well. These are all sort of under control. They've got changing rooms, etc., and you pay to come and have a swim, but there's nothing like going out for a swim on a natural lake. And you too could swim with a swan. That sounds like that should be something marketed, doesn't it? And even here on the lower areas of Parliament Hill by the Stone of Free Speech, you still get fantastic views over the top of the bandstand and across to London as well. And just look at that view of the London Eye. So we go from beautiful views over London to, well, something slightly different. And let's face it, if you're coming to Highgate, how can you not feature Highgate Cemetery? Now, I hadn't really been here before until I started doing videos for London Visited, and it was one of those places that I thought, do I really want to go to a cemetery and go for a walk around? And I was absolutely blown away. It was one of those places, it's completely organised, they've got some great walks that you can take through, and actually you can just sort of capture what is going on around you. From, here we go, like tombs here of Lucian Freud, who was, of course, as you can see on here, the painter. And then adjacent to that, and just down the road, or the proverbial road as you might like to call, you have something slightly different with all of these flowers around. And there you've got the gravestone of George Michael. So within the cemetery, you've got two different sections. You've got Highgate Cemetery West and Highgate Cemetery East, and they're still in use today. So when you're here, you've got to be very, very respectful of what is going on, because there will be services, etc., that are happening. Also, if you need assistance, they've actually got sort of trolley buses that will take you around and show you the different sorts of places that they've got here as well. Now here, we're at the edge of what's called the Egyptian Avenue, and this takes us into a rather beautiful place that has been used in numerous films, including some Harry Potter films as well, because once you go through this area here, you come out on this circle. So this area that we just walked into is called the Circle of Lebanon because it is a big circle. Now, it was actually built around the time of around the Tree of Lebanon, which is quite impressive and even believed to be 350 years old. And the ground was excavated and the space were made little by little for a further 36 vaults. Now, you can't go into any of them, but you can take a peek into one or two that don't have a solid door. It's one of those places here at Highgate Cemetery that once you've been here, actually you want to come back because you know you've missed lots and lots of different stuff that's here, and the architecture is just quite incredible. So here we're on the west side of the cemetery, and then you go back into the main building, you cross the road, and then you're on the east side. And here you've got lots of different things to look out for. So as you can see, look at how many pens have been left behind for writer Douglas Adams, and of course the number 42. And if you don't know, just go watch or read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Also, when you arrive, you get given a map, and the map will show you some of the key tombs that you might want to go and visit. And of course, this is probably the most famous one here across both of the cemetery sites, and it is, of course, Karl Marx. For our full video on Highgate Cemetery, I'll put a link in the top right hand corner. Now, our final place to visit under the sort of the Highgate area is here, Kenwood House. Now, if you're thinking you recognise Kenwood House as a name and you've been watching our channel for some time, that's because we go there every Christmas and bring you the amazing Christmas display they put on here at Kenwood House. But to come into Kenwood House when it's open, and you just need to go to their website and they'll tell you the opening hours, it's completely free, and it's an English heritage property. So do get inside when you get the chance, because it is absolutely beautiful, and you get into places like this. This is the amazing library that they've got here. You can't go right the way in, but you can go in a step like this and still take in the art and the books and everything that's around, and the art on all of the walls of the other rooms within Kenwood House. Well, you can't believe you're going in for free, because they've got some masters which are hanging from the walls, which even the nationalities to whom the artists belong can't believe we've actually got them sitting here in Kenwood House, free to view as well. And as I always say when you're walking around London, and Kenwood House is no exception, when walking around, make sure you look up, otherwise you miss out on these beautiful sculptured ceilings as well, which the detail is incredible. Right, so that's only a potted look. If you want to see the full look inside Kenwood House, then I've put a link to our video up in the top right hand corner for you. But outside is equally as beautiful, if not more dramatic, with the landscape and also the lake and everything else we've still got to show you as well. So Kenwood House is an amazing place to come to, but it's not the easiest place to get to because there's no direct tube line, well, not at least without a good 20 to 30 minute walkway. But the good news is Red London buses stop outside the front. So if you go to your Google Maps, put in Kenwood House, you'll be able to see all the different bus routes that come, and also the timetables as well, which makes it really easy. Also, if you're coming here, you want to make sure you allocate most of the day to do so. The reason why: it takes a great long time to have a look around the inside because of the paintings, and you really want to take the information that they supply in. But then you get these tree-lined avenues, and you get the amazing woodlands that you can walk around on the other side of the lake as well, so you can take all of that in. And once again, it's all completely free. So, but do remember to take some money, because there's an amazing cafe, so you can have your lunch there whilst you're here as well. And there is just something magical about walking over bridges and there are lakes right by you. And it's, I don't know, it's not just the water, which just makes it very, very relaxing, but you've also got all of the wildlife as well. So like Highgate Cemetery, Kenwood House has been used for a number of different films as well, including the film Notting Hill with Julia Roberts, who was actually filmed outside the gardens just here as you look at Kenwood House. Yeah. There you're going to go back and have a look, aren't you? But anyway, absolutely beautiful. It's one of those places you definitely want to get to if you're coming up here to Highgate. And failing that, they'll have the Christmas lights on every year, and we'll be covering them here on London Visited. And of course, if you're coming, you want to make sure you catch this beautiful bridge across the lake. But there's a big secret to it. So if you click on the video link that we played you earlier for Kenwood House, you'll find out what that secret is a little bit later. So we brought you the fantastic area of Highgate in North London, featuring the High Street, Waterlow Park, Parliament Hill, Highgate Cemetery, and of course Kenwood House. And I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you've been to Highgate before, what have we missed? Let us know in the comments down below. I know you will.